Bionic Dance is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Well, children by their nature are spiritual beings. Children love the supernatural. They believe in the supernatural. And children at a certain age can distinguish between what is not real and what's real.
Well, if children can distinguish between what's real and what's not real, then what the hell is your problem? Let's do this. Greetings, fellow space travelers, Bionic Dance here. It's often amazing the lengths theists will go to continue justifying their preciously held beliefs, and so many of them are based in wordplay, confirmation bias, or apparent logic which, upon further examination, turns out to have some pretty deep and thorough flaws. But babies? This one kinda takes the cake.
They know, they have a natural intuitive sense of, and they also know purpose. Fakhruddin al-Razi said, if you want to prove that the human by his nature believes in causation, take an infant before it has any aql and just hide somewhere and throw a rock and over the head of the child, and when the rock drops, you watch what the baby will do. It's going to look back. It doesn't just assume the rock popped into existence.
Are you sure? How many babies have you interviewed? How can you possibly know an infant's mind? For that matter, supernatural or not, wouldn't you look back if something came sailing over your head? This isn't assuming the nature of the source, only its location. Looking back is trying to find its source, and probably to investigate it. It's far more religious to not investigate, to make up the nature of the source, to have faith that your conclusion is so, and continue on as if it were true. And by what logic and reason are we to assume that a baby even has the concept of the supernatural, let alone the skills to look and see?
Why doesn't it just assume it came out of nothing? Right? Because this is what they're telling us now. This all came out of nothing.
Ugh, why do theists keep making this claim? I don't know any atheists who think that the universe just came out of nothing. Not one. They may exist, but I don't know them. They seem to think that either it's God or it's nothing. Either a deity did the poofing, or nothing did the poofing. The possibility that it wasn't poofing in the first place that brought the universe into existence as we now know it isn't one they'll allow into their thinking.
Why doesn't it make that assumption? Because it's completely counterintuitive to the fitrah. It knows that that rock had a source, and then if it can crawl, it will start crawling looking for where it came from.
So I have to ask again, where is the supernatural here? How does a baby think, ooh, magic, that's what happened. God threw that because things that move have a divine source. Right. I'm sure that's exactly what happened here.
This is what a little baby will do before it has any intellect.
Before it had any intellect. Before it had any intellect. Is he even listening to himself? We're supposed to trust what a person thinks before they get one of those clue things we've read so much about. Yeah, okay, as a kid I liked the idea of the supernatural. Not a god so much. I just tried as hard as I possibly could to use the Force from Star Wars. But guess what? Nothing someone has claimed as supernatural has ever worked, manifested, or otherwise made its presence known or felt. Even if I had an instinct to believe in magic of any kind, it only lasted until I started to learn. What should I actually trust? My naive child self, or my rather more well-informed now me? The answer should be obvious. Until next time, fellow space travelers, this is Bionic Dance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please, think. So, who wants cake? You have to rate first.